some pretty explosive stuff happened last time.
Okay. What's
Oh, and real quick, while everyone's here, if I did do my campaign, would everyone prefer the Star Wars one or the other one that I was planning? That's more Victorian England era.
I would absolutely.
That would
love
be
the Star
Pathfinder.
Wars one, personally,
I'm
okay
also
with
kind
that.
of into a Star Wars idea, mostly because I've never played something Star Wars and it feels very different. I also have like a general character model in my head of what I would want, so I think that would be pretty cool. But I'm good
Alright.
either way.
Alright, that's way more difficult for me. I knew everyone was going to say Star Wars. Okay. It's going to be harder because it's a new system for me,
Yeah.
too. But I guess that helps because then it's new for everybody.
That
So
is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
it goes both ways. We'll all be learning that at the same time. I invited you, Cameron, to that server.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, and by the
I
way,
think-
the prompt on that, I'm rewriting it entirely. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
it just sucked. I want to write one that's just a lot more unrestricted, and I want
Well,
this to
you
be
know-
my. Oh yeah, it's Old Republic era too, by the way, Cameron. What?
Well, you could always write one and then spend like 3 hours debating it with your players. Not that that ever happened.
I'm sorry.
I don't care. I thought it was awesome. I actually got a lot of really good information from it, and it helped me, I think, flush out a lot of things that I wanted to do with it, and it changed some of the things, and hopefully made our main villain a little bit more interesting. So,
I will say that writing tends to be a dynamic process. Although I will say that the era of like TV shows where the audience like is heavily influencing what the writers do can have bad points to it. But
there's a give and take. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that,
and then of course there's J.K. Rowling level where you're just changing all sorts of things.
For no apparent reason, as far as I'm aware.
This
Hermione was
person
in a
is
wheelchair.
gay. The time turners are just falling off the shelves.
yeah. Well,
Didn't you know that you, the reader, were gay the whole time?
I did. I actually, J.K. Rowling made me gay, so...
And the elves they
I-
like to be slaves.
Yeah, they love it. It's like the Pokemon thing. It's like, no, they like being captured and forced to fight each other.
They just have a
Yeah,
masochistic-
totally.
I mean, if you have a good trainer, they like it, right?
Honestly,
Otherwise, they're just angry, and I guess maybe they like being angry, actually.
If you think about Pokemon, it's brutal. We're forcing them
Yes,
into
it is.
gladiatorial combat in their daily lives. They have to fight for their life, and like, there's like painful stuff that happens. Like one of the moves is literally like flamethrower. You know, you can't tell me that doesn't hurt. You know, like come on, man.
another thing that bothers me about
Messed up.
Pokemon is like, what are they eating, and is everyone just a vegetarian? They never talk about this. They never.
They eat Magikarp.
Right.
They
Is there
love
like
fish.
They
deer?
do eat Magikarp.
Are there like yeah, exactly? Because there's not like deer or like
Right.
fish in that. Like what is going on there?
Yes,
And then
At
like
least
they,
in the
they
first-
always faint too, so they can't even die permanently. They're just immortally stuck to whenever we want to use them. It's one of the most screwed up universes if you think about it. And this
Yes,
is for
it is very
kids,
screwed
by the
up.
way.
Yes, it is very, very screwed up. But I just feel like if you're gonna write a problematic universe like that, just don't try to answer it. Like Pokemon never did it. Pokemon was never like, okay, we're just eating Miltanks, and
Although
they
you can drink Miltank milk, but you
Yeah.
can't.
yes, you can. But like that's the weird thing is all the Pokemon are mostly sentient, except for I don't know those. What are those bison Pokemon that were in the first?
I
generation?
refuse to believe that Magikarp is sentient. Okay, I refuse to believe that. I would not shed a single tear for eating a Magikarp.
But then it evolves into a Gyarados. I
So
mean,
eat
you
it
have like
first.
the
Not in my
baby.
stomach.
No, I get that, but like that's the same argument that people make for babies. It's like a baby one day will be a full living thing, you know. So Magikarps will
Not
one
if I
day.
eat that baby.
Well, but here's the difference. is he okay with eating a Gyarados were he capable?
Would you eat a Gyarados?
I would try it. I would sample it.
I would only eat a Gyarados if I could take it down myself. 'Cause then I feel like
The question is, would you
never
have
eat
a
one.
moral reason not to eat a Gyarados?
You know what?
When if there's free sushi stuff that
Why hasn't anyone written a fanfic Moby Dick versus Gyarados thing where he's just out on a raft with a spear? There's a Gyarados and I'd read it. I'd read a bunch of people on a boat trying to kill a Gyarados and being utterly destroyed by it.
That's because it's a red Gyarados.
I don't even think it would need to be a red Gyarados. It would just have to be a mildly pissed off Gyarados.
Isn't that redundant?
Yeah, probably.
Gyarados.
They're probably always pissed off. They're probably always pissed off because people are eating Magikarp and it's the only thing people eat in the Pokemon universe.
I think they
Maybe.
eat
To
plenty
be
of
honest,
other
though,
things.
Gyarados is dangerous. He's like a giant, like, Leviathan sea serpent. So if you look at it, we're really, like, just protecting our oceans here,
Gyarados
okay?
is
Yes.
a Reaper Leviathan.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Who wants to give us a recap of the last 2 weeks? Probably someone who
I
was yes,
could
last-
do one of those days, but I don't know about both. Holy cow!
I can, well, yeah, I mean, okay, if Jake fills in his part, I can fill in my part.
Can I get like 30 seconds to turn off lights? They're bothering me. Hold on.
Hurry.
So I was looking.
Turn off
I
lights.
was reading about Pokemon and culinary stuff, and the Pokedex entry for Farfetch'd is that it was hunted to near extinction because it tastes really good when cooked with a leek.
Yeah,
Hence
The leek that it holds in its
Farfetch'd holds
mouth?
the leek.
So wait, does that mean that
Because
they
it's
come
carrying it around. It's like
pre-seasoned?
carrying around the salt. Carrying around the salt for if you're like a or something like that in your
Yeah.
mouth.
Pre-seasoned.
Kill me and you get this
Farfetch'd.
bonus item that makes me taste way better.
In the first season of Pokemon, Ash talks about how that Magikarp looks like it's ready for the deli counter. So it's implied that yes, Magikarp are eaten, but it's bad to eat
Yes.
Slowpoke tails. So
Why?
which does happen. Because I guess what they're doing is they're just chopping off the tails and being like, "All right, go die, you Slowpoke," and because the
So
rest
what
of it
you're
is
saying
not
like,
tasty.
if you're gonna kill a Slowpoke, kill the whole thing and eat the
Kill the whole thing.
Yeah, eat the whole thing.
Exactly. It's like shark fin soup, you know?
Just eat the whole shark.
Which shark
Yeah,
is
exactly.
tasty. I've had not fin
Heard it
part of
was
shark.
oily.
Shark is tasty.
I heard
I've had shark empanadas before. They were delicious.
They're good.
Oh,
They're really good.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But
That
mostly
sounds delicious.
empanadas are delicious.
Sorry for taking away from.
You're good.
Give
So
it-
anyway, I guess 2 weeks ago we want to describe that first.
2 weeks ago, I believe, was the boat fight. Was it not? And then we had people go and do their. Oh no! 2 weeks ago was with people. Never mind. You do the recap.
So I was trying my hardest, like, you know, be involved and connected, and I did hear a lot of stuff. But that was the week that people individually did their stuff. Like, you know, Kayla did her stuff, Kyle did his stuff, and even Erica. Yeah. So basically, everybody except for me
And
or Octavius and Rand. So I'm trying to remember whether or not like we're trying to keep everyone's first names secret, and I guess we're not. So, or if we are, I ruined it. But basically, I think that because I saw very little of 2 weeks ago, I should not be the one to recap it. But I will gladly recap with Harley last week.
does anyone want to talk about what happened 2 weeks ago?
Most of it was off screen for most people, so I'll just recap what is common knowledge.
Sure.
So we had gotten out of the ship and pretty much talked about who the dead gnome was,
Mhm.
and it turned out he was the spiraling of Blades, the
Spiraling of
assassin
Blades,
for
yep.
the Clasp, who a few members of the party seemed to be familiar with to some extent. after that, we regrouped at a secret base of the Grey Cloaks, which Aiden had brought us to. And after discussing there, the party decided it was time to take a break and kind of recuperate and gather information and prepare for the next little bit. So they spent 2 days of downtime, during which time Sa'ana decided that she was going to go do some reconnaissance and left and sent someone else in her place to assist with the party, and sent Kate, who promptly started drinking everything that was in the establishment. And then Aiden and I think Dominique both went to their respective things, and I can't remember if Iona did as well. And then Kate went with Rand, Iona, and Octavius to a very seedy part of the city and gathered some information from one of Kate's contacts in the criminal organizations in the city, not part of the clasp, I don't think, but found out that there are... Oh, wait, I think I have notes on this. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay, so inside the seedy tavern, the Forgotten God, we found that there's the special weaving drug is apparently being processed and distributed in the Church of Ecstasy. And then Corin Niter is the distributor of the more pure version of the drug, which we suspect may be the actual weaving component, the pure form of the drug. And I believe that was what had happened during... what's it called? That was what had happened during that week. Did I miss anything?
I think that's about it. So the week after, why don't Parley and Jake, why don't you take it off?
So, since my time went first, Octavius wanted to talk with basically someone from the theater that would have some insight as to what has been going on, if they have a perspective of events that have transpired, basically different from Octavius's. So Octavius ended up chatting with an old favored actor of his, Eason, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
The Eason was the name of the.
Thank you, Ojik.
Yes, Ojik.
Ojik.
Ojik, because Eason
Ojik
is the name of the one of the leaders of the what's it called
Circle of the Flame.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you for correcting me. Yeah, so Ojik, one of Octavius's most favored actors, sometimes lead actor, and Ojik was describing how there's been some changes in the Circle of the Flame that essentially it seems that there might be a weakening. There seems to be a silence that leaders, like the top leaders of the Circle of the Flame, have gone missing, namely Harville Brogan, but Octavius and everyone else is already aware of that. He's that one who started leading the Children of the Night. But then Ojik mentioned another leader, Eason, who is replaced by somebody called Hellerin.
Mm-hmm.
So Ojik, he was basically expressing kind of a sense of like accomplishment, like yay, like, you know, the Circle of the Flame is crumbling as we know it. And Octavius was saying, well, let's be cautiously optimistic, because who knows, one man can make all the difference in the world, and what if somebody rises in the place of these leaders and creates a Circle of the Flame that's worse than the one we had before? So Octavius gave instruction to Eason to prepare a grand display of the god or grand performance rather, of the god Pelor, because Octavius believes that the mother of night, it's the mother of the night.
Mm-hmm. The mother of the
mother
night. Yeah.
The mother of the night will make an appearance. Pelor needs to be ready to confront her. So and then I guess he, since he knew the spiraling flames on a first name basis, he did a little snooping around in the theater, realizing that perhaps spiraling of blades conducted the assassination of his formerly favorite actor actress Candace. It's not public knowledge, but were you there for the session, that's what you would have seen. So, on to Rand.
And Rand, what did you see?
So I went back
This was
to
all
the
last week, right?
Huh?
yeah.
This
Yes.
Yeah, this was last week.
I went to the Alabaster Sanitarium to have some words with our dear Harvale there. I spoke to him at length about the politics of the Weavers and the Circle. Sorry, I'm trying to think of everything so I can structure this in a way that makes sense.
A flippin' lot happened. It was a very like content dense side story. I don't blame you. But basically, I think the first thing was that Harville was trying to act on good terms. He was trying to be very agreeable with you, and you were calling his,
Right. He knew how to. He knew that he should speak softly due to his position currently. And we explained a bit about our various politics and what we believed. I told him neither of us is obviously going to stop what we're doing, so there's got to be some kind of arrangement we can come to. And he debated me on that, noted a couple of really awful things that have happened because of weaving. Rand fired back at him with, at least we tried to help these people, and I don't see your clerics in the streets trying to help anybody. And that seemed to strike a chord with him, but in a way that was a little bit more than just psychological. He seems to have something wrong with his soul. It was stretched out like a rubber band that's nearly about to break. There's some kind of a strain on his soul that's causing a great deal of distress. And me causing him to bring up some painful memories for him that happened to be shameful memories when I said that his clerics weren't helping anybody. That seemed to trigger some sort of very strange state in him. It seemed to, like, he was lucid and able to speak to me, and then suddenly he was completely gone. He wasn't asleep or anything like that, but he was just, his mind was not here anymore. If that makes any sense. If that's a good description. He was pretty much stunned, and then just his eyes were completely glazed over. And he began to mutilate himself by tearing off his fingernails, all the while not showing any kind of inkling for the pain or anything like that, just blankly with a glazed stare just in the distance as he did that to himself. So Rand went in there, and he's currently trying to see what's going on. And at first, what he saw was... I'm so sorry. I remember the path that I chose, but the one that I didn't choose, I don't remember exactly what was said during that. But it seemed... But both of these memories had he had a lot of shame connected to both of them. A lot of sadness, very strong emotions. One of them was in a meeting in the King's Court, and then the other one was Eason, correct? Was with him?
Mm-hmm. So
Eason,
the movie with the King's Court looked like he was, based on your previous background, I try to kind of give a flowery description of it, but you'd recognize that the people who he was meeting with was someone fairly high up in the in the what's called in the clasp, you would actually know that you would have heard of this person. I don't know if you would have met them personally, but you would have known this person as the Spiraling of Whispers. The description kind of, you seeing him would have been something that I kind of triggered that memory a bit. But you didn't delve too much into that memory, but you did see essentially the king, one or two others, and then the Spiraling of Whispers was kind of what kind of really sunk in, at least in his mind, as he, was reliving his past. And then the path you chose, he essentially was delving into the basement of the Absence of Mind with Eason.
Mm-hmm. And then in there, Eason asked him, "Right? Are you sure?"
Mm-hmm.
And then he gave him a nod. And then, as he opened the door and they walked in the room, Rand looked upon a scene of the late queen, like, from what I remember, like chained up from the ceiling, but with like hundreds of like tubes coming from her body and draining into, was it like vats of blood?
So they essentially, the tubes were being lined the walls and the ceiling, and all of them were basically pumping the blood from her body continuously, and it was draining into the ground beneath. There weren't vats per se, but you basically trickles of blood just kind of soaked to the ground, and eventually, there was a single drain that the blood was being funneled into.
Okay.
And based on the amount of blood, based on the perception of what you saw, you would get the sense that somehow, some way, this woman was alive for this. She was alive the entire time, and is constantly having her blood removed from her.
Did she appear to be in any? Actually, this is getting into the actual game. But yeah, I believe that's it for the recap. Yeah.
Yes, give me 2 seconds. And then actually, I need to rephrase that. Was the spiraling of shadows, not the spiraling of whispers that you saw. I apologize.
Out of curiosity, on this recap, where was this that this person was?
This was the basement of the Absence of the Mind, the Church of the Absence of the Mind.
Okay, what church did I go to? Not last week, but the week before that.
You went to the Church of the Absence of the Mind.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
Yep. So, with that being said, Rand, you finished your essentially mind melding. I would say, for the sake of brevity, all of you have had a little, the rest of the last couple days to get your bearings of both the revelations, the things that you've done, the things that you've experienced. And I would say it's probably the evening of the second day. You guys have all come back to the fifth tower, it being kind of a nice central location, a place where that's fairly has been, is known for being at least somewhat responsible with sensitive information. And as the six of you arrive there for the evening, as predetermined, what do you guys do?
Okay, so this is the... Which place is this again?
This is the fifth. This is the tavern known as the Fifth Tower.
Oh,
this was where you guys.
Tavern.
It was the first tavern that you went in. I will go ahead and I'll bring up the map and I will mark it. The Fifth Tower is in the Six Towers, and that's part of the reason how it got its name. But a fairly nice well-known establishment, kind of
All right.
Okay, so they're so well known that when the DM started telling everyone about them, they put out a
Alright.
hit on him and he got killed immediately.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, things blanked out for a second. Point being is that the
Lost Kayla.
hi Kayla. Point being is that that location is it's a decent middle of the road place that's known for its discretion. So, all right, what were you
would
saying, Kate?
Would I have ever been to this inn?
You went there, a couple nights ago. I would say that you would have known of it, and over the in the city overall, there probably is a good maybe 5-6 local taverns.
Oh, is
And-
this the one where I met Saana?
Yes, this is so. I would say Kate as a whole has probably been to every tavern at one point or another.
I wasn't sure if this is the sort that I would normally get kicked out of. So
This probably wouldn't be one that you've frequented intentionally per se. It's not your favorite dive bar, but it's one of those places where you're like, I've met with people here, or I've beat up people here. So yeah. Any other questions?
how's everybody looking as far as anyone looking injured? I know Iona and Octavius were hurt last time. Did they still look injured?
I'd say, over the course of the last couple of days,
Yeah.
you would have easily enough been able to heal up to full, and taken either the precautions of finding someone to heal you or healing yourselves with whatever that looks like. So, just for the sake of simplicity and brevity, you guys are at full spells, back together, kind of ready to discuss what you've learned and what do you intend to do now.
I do have a
I was-
question. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, real quick. I was just gonna say I was doing that thing because I was trying to help him. All I could do just that information, and now I need to come back to that. Just to make sure. I just don't want to miss any opportunities as far as that goes.
After you, both for the sake of brevity as well as, in my mind, it makes sense that after you delved into his memories, you could tell that doing such a thing had strained him, and you'd be concerned that delving into other memories of his, to give you a mechanical perspective, the DC of trying to explore his other memories is going to be a bit higher. It was already a fairly high DC, but it would be a bit higher, and there would be a failure would lead to him potentially snapping, and you're not sure if that would mean a complete and utter useless Harvale or potentially a extremely violent Harvale. It really could be either way. So in regards to Harvale, I'll let you choose, but you would get the sense that if you probed further, you'd be concerned about what would happen to him if you failed to probe into him a little bit delicately.
Okay, thank you. I believe I will come back to him when he is able to recuperate, and I do what I can with my knowledge.
Okay, sounds good.
The question I was going to ask, since I missed last week, I remember where I was right before last week happened, and it happens to be a place where someone else was.
Yep.
So are we just going to regroup after that and just...
I will say that for the sake of timing and things like that, I would say potentially what you witnessed happened just maybe an hour or so ago, and you're able to kind of come back to what is going on right now.
Okay.
Is
Because
there a bar?
You're, yeah, there is a bar. Yep.
Is there a bartender?
There absolutely is. So behind the bar, this is Rin. He is fairly muscular, a little bit pudgy, but he is someone who knows the value of discretion. You can see that he's kind of got a nice scruffy beard going on. What do you have, miss?
I toss a couple gold coins on the table and say, whatever's your strongest ale. Best tasting, of course. I don't want the trash.
Okay. You know what? Stay here a bit and I'll get you something special. And so he goes downstairs into the basement a bit and he kind of fiddles around and then comes back up. And he says, all right, I got two choices for you. I have the safe choice.
I'll take the second one.
Oh, all right. And he pours it. He pours a glass, and you can say it comes from a almost beige looking bottle, and you kind of are trying to look at the writing, and it looks like it's in a different script. Your eyes don't immediately read what it is, and as he pours it, there's a little bit of a sizzle to this. And he says, "This is potent stuff. This is if you really, really want to get screwed up." And he hands it to you.
I'm going to very lightly taste it, and I made a craft alchemy check. Is it poison?
There are absolutely elements of poison to it.
And
as
I
you
can identify?
Yes, I would say with your craft alchemy check, you would know that. As you kind of both smell, looks. This is actually alcohol that has been distilled and fermented from venom of an onkeg. And so they have. You can tell that whatever this is going to be really powerful, and going down, it's really going to hurt.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna... What's it called? I will be taking sips of it.
Okay, awesome. As you take sips of it, that probably is one of the better ways to enjoy it, because it kind of stings going in, stings going down, but there's this almost really nice, pleasant numbness, and you get the sense that this is primarily the reason people drink it. Is it kind of makes your whole mouth kind of warm and numb at the same time, but in extremely, almost like weirdly pleasant and euphoric way. And you start it hits you really hard, and you start thinking, this is some pretty heavy stuff. You can tell that someone could really get thrown off by this really easily. Okay. Anyone doing anything else?
With my spare hand, while holding the flagon, I will be tossing my knife. So, where to now? Do we have any leads that we can follow? We know something about this special substance that's been going around the city.
Well, while we were gone, I went to a church that had a bunch of people who seemed to be under the influence of some sort of mesmerization or something like that. And I wasn't able to knock any of them out of it, but it seems like if someone here had any ability to remove such ailments, we might be able to go free them. I didn't want to go in because there were so many of them in the church.
Where was this?
The church of... hold on.
The absence of mind.
The absence of mind, yes.
I toss a glance towards Rand, Iona, and Octavius.
We could go to the absence of the mind. I have a hunch.
What is your hunch?
I spoke with Harvale.
And
Rand, as he says that, he kind of looks off into the distance and bites his lip a bit apprehensively. Something bad happened in the basement there. I think that it would be important for us to look there first.
It's worse than the main part of the church being completely covered in mindless workers who seem to be enslaved.
That sounds as though everything is normal there, business as usual.
Well, I'm sorry. They seem to be enslaved by... Is this the weaving drug? I'm confused.
I wasn't sure what it was.
it might
I-
be the
I thought they were just,
less
like, tripping
potent
out. I didn't
version.
think they were being controlled.
It might be
Oh,
the less
well-
potent version of the drug that's being distributed elsewhere. Perhaps it's being tested there.
The case, Cameron? I thought they were just, like... addicts. I didn't think they were being controlled by
Well,
that.
well-
So you for point of reference, the only person who knows what's going on right now inside the absence of mind is Kyle. Rand, you essentially saw what happened in the past, but what's going on? Because you had gone with Kate to the Forgotten God, which is which was a church at one point in time, but has been turned into a makeshift tavern.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
A good one
Okay.
at that.
So that's where you had gone. In a sense, it's a mixture of like a tavern and a almost to some extent a place for people to get high. Is more of the vibe than anything else.
You're talking about the Forgotten God or the
Mhm.
Church of the Mind?
I'm talking about the Forgotten God. So, so that's what you see there. But Kyle or Aiden was the only one who actually saw what was going on in the inside the Church of the Absence of the Mind, and what he saw was essentially many people who were mindlessly following a singular person dressed in knightly garb.
And
Okay.
I thought with what I was saying, I was hoping to come back here and find someone who might have some way of alleviating the control that this person has over them. I about it.
Perhaps we could do something about that, but we'd better.
I can
make
take a look.
haste.
That Rand will stand up and be about it.
Okay. Does anyone else want to say anything or do anything else before we head over?
Nope.
Okay.
I still have the flagon of ale, by the way.
Okay. Of the
I'm just carrying it with me as we go.
perfect.
Does the barkeep say anything as I walk out with his mug?
Sorry, I'm gonna make a quick roll because
It is specially enchanted, so he may want.
he actually goes to say something, looks at you, kind of looks you down, and then just kind of backs off a bit and just kind of. You get the sense that he's more intimidated of you than anything else, and if you want to take his bug, he's not going to fight you. I would say, for sake of fun, have had conversations before, and well in his favor.
I have a sly smile as we walk out.
And I am visibly drunk. I am visibly drunk,
You're visibly drunk. I love it.
What did you
but
say?
I
Ann?
deny it.
All right, give me a second. I just want to double check something.
Rand, what did you say?
What, me? Never figured Kate for a mug thief.
How else do you think I mug people?
Oh, the puns. All right. So, I would say you don't need to make any survival checks to make it over there. The streets as a whole have quieted down. Oh, the streets as a whole have quieted down, and at least for now, there's almost a sense of people waiting for the other shoe to drop. There is a fair amount of revelry that people have been doing, but with
Now that the king's dead.
with the help of both the Watch and the Grey Cloaks, there's been enough rule going on that people aren't outright looting or kind of turning against each other. As you make your way down to the Church of the Absence of the Mind, the air is quiet and is a lot quieter than you'd anticipate. The church sits on a little bit of an elevated hill, and as you make your way up to it, there is this just eerie sense that kind of pervades everything. The quiet just kind of eats into your soul a bit, and as you arrive to the top of the hill and into the church itself, that silence is broken by what, at least from this distance, sounds like a whisper of people in unison saying something. You're not close enough, at least at this point in time, to really hear it, although you can certainly make a perception check to see if you can pick it out.
Perception check.
Okay.
All right. So, Kate, you'd hear from beneath, from the walls, people starting to chant. You only are getting maybe every other word, but you're getting people are saying things such as "dig her out," "from her blood we will ascend," "she must be freed."
I convey that to the rest of the party under my breath. Actually, I'll just say it first, and then if anyone asks, I'll say that's what they're saying up there.
Rand's going to start running to get into the building.
Never mind.
Start running, Rand?
What?
You said you're starting to run?
Yes.
I will run to keep up. Do I need to make a reflex save to not spill my drink?
Yeah, go ahead.
I make sure. So I'm a bit okay. You guys, just out of character, are aware that there are potentially like 100 people in this. All right, let's go.
Do I need to?
Yeah, do you have a point with that?
Do I catch up?
Say it again, Iona.
Do I need to make a reflex save to catch up?
No, the only reason Kate is making a reflex save is because she is she's carrying a full flagon of ale.
Yeah, well.
Okay.
I'm staggering.
That's good enough. A little bit of splashing, but you're just fine. Most of it stays in.
As they go in, I'm going to follow in behind them, but I'm going to go off to the side and stealth.
Okay, let's go ahead and pull up the map. I have it. I have that out in Fantasy Grounds. So
I am not going to enter. By the way, I want to get right up to the doors and then press my ear to the doors.
Okay.
Lead and make a perception check.
Okay, I didn't know.
All right. So Rand, you are at the. You are going to be at the doors, but you're not going in. Aiden, you said you're going around the side?
Yeah, actually, the way I did before, to where I could get to the side and look in from an angle.
Okay. Perfect. All right, so that's what you were doing. What about you, Dominique? What are you doing?
Well, if I may, actually, Octavius turns to Dominique if she hasn't run yet. He's writing in his book, and he turns to her and says, I'm sorry, I was not paying any attention. Why are we running now?
Just some foolishness, but we should probably catch up with the others.
Out of curiosity, do you guys see what's on Fantasy Grounds, or do I need to share my screen?
I do not see it.
The
Okay,
Hellstorm Catacombs.
Images, and if so, under what name?
Go to
I-
uncategorized map Hellstorm Catacombs. Is that the one?
That's the one.
I see it now.
No, it is Asylum map.
Okay.
Oh, it's
That one's
Asylum.
not
then?
shared. Or at least I don't see it.
Yeah, it doesn't come up for me
Yeah.
on the list.
I typed it in and it didn't pop up. So make sure you have it shared on
me see.
Fantasy Grounds.
Use walls, slates, lockers, grid, mask, lighting. Target enemies. Save tokens. Seem to fit.
You should just be able to right click the map itself
Oh, and just
and then share is on the left.
view sharing. Okay. Share record. Okay. Can you guys see it now?
I mean, yeah. We can't see
Oh,
anything
yep.
about it, but we can see it.
You can't. Okay. You can't see anything
The-
above it. You said.
No, about it. The view
Oh.
is set.
Sometimes it takes a second for the map to load in. I know that.
Okay.
So we might just
Visible
have to
to
give
GM
it.
only.
Yeah, there it
Visible
is.
to everyone.
It's good.
Is there? Okay. And can everyone affect it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing then. So,
Yeah.
all right. Okay. All right. So, what is that? All right. So, I don't know why you guys are connected.
There's a
I don't
lore
know where-
explanation for that.
Huh? You have an explanation for it?
There's a lore explanation, yeah.
Why Dominique and Rand are just always connected. Oh, there we go. All right. All right. So, Rand, you're outside the door. Octavius, you were just asking Dominique, why are we running? What are you two doing?
A quick question before we continue. I can't see my character sheet anymore. All I see is a white screen with the map. Is that fine?
Oh,
Yeah, I
That's
can't
weird.
see mine either.
Ooh,
Oh, never mind.
I can see it.
Never mind.
Beautiful.
Kayla, extend like the border of Fantasy Grounds, and it may open it up to see more. I'm trying to squish this so I can actually. It's like it's
Yeah.
too big.
I have mine like max extended, and it's not. Which I'm also on max, so that probably doesn't help me.
Being on
Yeah,
that
I
would
see
help
that,
anyone.
but I don't see my character sheet.
Your
Sorry, I
character
should've
or your
gone.
character sheet?
Oh, the character sheet. I
So,
can see where my character is.
so think of it like a window in a window. If you can catch the corner of the map, you might be able to like.
Oh, okay, I found.
We're dead.
Okay.
There we go.
ah,
Yes, that's
Hey,
the guy.
Erica, I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what's going on.
nope. That was not what I was intending. No.
That would be.
Excuse me.
There we go. All right. Okay. All right. Anyhow, so if you can move yourselves, why don't you move yourselves into a position where you'd like to be on the map?
Where's the front door? Is it down here at the bottom?
Front door is actually up there at the top.
I mean, sorry, down here at the bottom of the top. I mean,
So right now Rand is at the top of the front door, and and Aiden is is essentially at the side door.
okay. You have to approve our moves, by the way.
Oh,
So
I do.
Yeah, I think you right click them, and then you're able to approve it. or click it. I don't remember exactly.
Why haven't we been doing this the whole time? This is really cool.
You're really cool. You mean for
Thank-
combat?
Yes, because I like the look. My little dude, he moved.
Yeah, I like maps.
I like maps.
Maps are great.
So, I want to use maps. It's just sometimes it is also clunky. So I understand why Tiger may not use them.
No,
So-
I understand. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work to make too. Like it's rough.
Absolutely. So I get it completely. So
Personal insult, by the way.
you should be personally insulted. I don't know if my person ended up there. All right.
So I do have a quick question before we
Please.
continue. When I came in here before, I did not have a map. Where did I go to see what
see
I
it?
saw before?
So essentially, you came up through the side. You went up into the rafters, into the roof,
Mhm.
and then you essentially made your way into up above the area right around here. This is where you saw it in the center chamber.
How far is the rafter from the ground? Like,
How high up?
yes.
So you probably it is probably a good maybe 60 feet.
Okay, hold on. I just want to know how much damage I would take if I did this really quick, and then I'll be ready.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm probably not going to go in the rafters. So,
I'm AFK for a minute, so don't ask me questions.
Kayla, where do you want to be?
Yes. I also would not want to go directly through the front door, so if I could also like sneak along the side, I would rather do that.
Okay, awesome. So you're gonna head over there with Aiden. Okay.
Yes.
What?
No, yeah, that's right.
Okay. What about you, Octavius?
So Octavius, as he slowly walks up towards the cathedral, he's going to look up at the basically at the facade, like main entrance side. How high is the lowest like windowed or balconied entry point?
The lowest is probably going to be about maybe 30 feet up. There is 2 stories to this building, so it's this is a fairly large cathedral. So yeah, it's a little bit high. It's a little bit higher up.
30 feet, easy peasy. Octavius will slowly walk up, and then in cat-like fashion, he'll just like quickly, suddenly leap and sprint up the wall up to that 30-foot balcony part.
I love it. Go ahead and make an acrobatic check for me, please.
Rand becomes extremely attracted to Octavius upon seeing
Jesus.
Everyone becomes extremely attracted to Octavius.
Ah,
Okay, not bad. You as you jump up, you briefly kind of slip, but you're able to catch yourself and make it kind of part of the act. Even you kind of slip, roll, kind of roll your tail, kind of wraps around one of the pieces of the balcony. Kind of roll yourself up, and with a flourish, you stand on top of the railing of the balcony without any issue.
Okay. I got a good look at the people who were in there before, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. I want to make a disguise, but I want to use mini guises to make it look like a mundane. I'm assuming they all look like ordinary, like they're wearing a uniform, right? Or something.
Yeah. Yes, they're all wearing the same kind of dress. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am going to use it to become a mundane version of that. And that should give me a plus 20 bonus with many guises, and I will do a disguise check.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead and make
Or-
a disguise check for me, please.
Aiden goes to the side of the building. Could I have asked him, Aiden, would you have told me what this leader looks like? if I asked?
Yes. I mean, I thought I was going to be able to say more before we left, but
you
it got a bit
can take the
confusing.
time now, and you can explain a little more.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have rushed in too. I just want to make sure I know what's going on.
Okay.
But I don't intend to do anything until everybody's ready.
This is what
Or
Aiden
I guess.
I thought that I didn't actually know that your whole thing was like a dream as well. I was a bit confused by that. But anyways, now that I understand that, okay.
It wasn't a dream per se. It was a memory.
Memory. Okay.
He was witnessing. So it happened. It literally happened, but it was a memory of someone else's memory of it.
Okay. So, as Aiden explains,
I have off, guys. But have a good night.
Oh, okay. We love you.
okay. Oh, okay. So, I'll explain what I would have in more detail before we rushed out here. Essentially, I came here, and as I walked in from the rafters, I noticed a bunch of people being enthralled by at the front. And I thought that maybe if I talked to one of them, I could snap them out of it. So I used my techniques to talk closer to one of them and get a gauge on how enthralled they might actually be. I did get a response, and it wasn't a violent response, but the response was like confusion, but also that they couldn't overcome whatever was making them dig. And they're all in the center of this church digging to, I don't know what they're digging for, but they're all digging, and they're doing it again under some mind affecting effect. I would literally, I don't know, in the D&D world, do they know that, like, not to be too meta, but do they know mind affecting things?
I would say that you'd have enough experience with your line of work that you'd recognize, this was something that was mind affecting. One, not natural, that this wasn't something that, not your, normal kind of, religious fanatics. There was something greater that was taking control of them, and definitely your experience with the woman that you were interacting with. And you can tell the people whether or not you can, share whether or not you want to actually tell them who this person was. But you can, but based on how that woman responded, she could not act against what was being done, or was afraid to do so for fear of any kind of retaliation.
I'm going to apologize. I don't remember exactly who she was, but I remember you telling me.
Do you want me just to share it?
Yes. I am.
It was the handmaiden of the queen.
Yes. Okay. Yes. It was a hand. Yes, I remember.
Not of the queen, the handmaiden of the princess.
And that's why I went there to begin with. I went there to begin with because I'm so sorry, but I went there to begin with because it was known that the handmaiden to the queen often came here, and I looked through the crowd to try and find her, and that's why I came there to begin with. And she was under mine. She's in there, and she's under a mind affecting. Okay, sorry.
No, that's all right.
I know exactly what they're digging for. They're digging for her, whoever she is.
I think I may know who.
Enlighten the rest of us so that we don't go in there blind.
What are you guys talking about?
I'm not sure what they're talking about. They've had a busy couple of days that they haven't informed us about yet.
About it. We found out some sketchy information about the drug runners and the drug that's being made in the city.
Made in here? Are they digging through drugs?
Perhaps.
Wait.
And I would look.
Wait, hold on.
I would look to Rand. Would you care to enlighten us on who or what is going on in there that you apparently know?
Kyle, you're on the wrong side of the building for this conversation.
Yes,
Wait,
but
is this back in the tavern?
Oh, this is as we
this is
get
all in
there
the way.
before we split.
Oh, they said anything. Never mind.
Because we
I'm reading my book.
This could also be happening on the way to there as you guys are talking, because it'll probably take you about maybe 15 minutes to half an hour to actually get there. So you could be having this
For
going
the
on there.
conversation, at least what we're talking about right here, as far as what they're digging for, my contribution would have been after we got here and we heard them saying, "We must dig her out."
And then to that, Rand would say, they might be digging for the queen.
Dead queen? Is this where she was buried?
I don't know. Like I said, it's just a hunch.
Okay, I'm not here for this because we're just going to assume that you guys are at the front and I've already moved to the side.
Well, I mean, this can also just be before.
No.
I can
God.
run up after this. So.
Okay, alright. That's fine.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw off the pacing of everything.
We
I
might
didn't
as well
mean to, like,
start the night
initiate
over
anything.
at this point.
Okay.
You ruined it, Rand.
Once we thrown off the pacing a bit, I wasn't
I
here
detonate my
last
nukes.
time, but could I still roll to see what my character knows about the drugs and the church?
Yeah,
Okay, what role would that be? Like knowledge local or something?
I would say knowledge nature potentially give you more information about the drugs themselves, or even a knowledge arcana. I'll let you choose. Each one's going to give you something different.
Knowledge arcana, actually.
Okay.
It's hard for me to see right now between the map.
Okay.
We got
Um,
16.
So
The untrained part, that's not relevant. It's weird with knowledge skills.
It is, because, yeah.
So this is what you'd know in regards to the drug itself. You would know that kind of in the underground world, there are a couple of different drugs, and it depending on what people are wanting. You have actually long suspected, based on some of the things that you've done for your employers and some of the both shady and not shady things that you've been a part of, that most of the drugs in the city are derived from a single source, but potentially just changed or cut in different ways depending on what the effect people are wanting. What do you get with your 16?
Thank you.
Okay. So that being said, does anyone want to say or do anything else before we arrive at the cathedral?
No.
Take another
But I
sip
did
of my
want to
tea.
make it clear that I was saying the stuff about the church before we left. I was a little bit confused about what Rand actually knew, just to clear it up. But
Okay. Perfect. Anything else? Awesome. So, Aiden and Dominique, you are going up the side. Rand, you are at the front entrance, and then we have Kate and Kate at the front entrance. Octavius, you are up in one of the balconies right over here, and that just leaves. That does leave Iona. For the sake of ease as the DM, I'm just going to remove her just for ease, if that's all right.
Oh, did she have to leave?
No problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
What I missed?
Aren't you there?
No, she's in North Carolina at the moment. She's with family.
Oh, okay. All right.
How
I did
dare
not.
you not know the intricacies of the day-to-day of my life?
Or the intricacies of the day-to-day of his wife.
Yes. Which rhymes, but are not the same thing. Well, they're pretty close.
A couple things. While I'm here, before we walk into this building, I'm going to turn to Dominique and say, "Are you good at sneaking? How well are you at espionage? I need to know if you're going to be walking in here with me. I do not think I can protect you if you get caught."
I can hold my own, don't worry.
Okay. I was just... because...
Earlier you were disguising yourself.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I will also be doing that too. But don't worry about me, I can hold my own. Oh, that was not a good roll.
Aiden is going to raise an eyebrow at this strange
Describe it for us, please. I want to know what this 9 disguise check looks like.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Okay, so I'm going to be relying on my stealth check more than my disguise check here.
Okay. He's kind of visibly chuckling.
Oh, this is fantastic. So what I imagine is going on is, Aiden, you have you're a master of disguise, and you kind of, in a very quick fashion, in seconds, kind of just change from one person to another, and it's actually quite remarkable. And Dominique, seeing this, is like, I can disguise myself. Tries to do thing and kind of goes. And to some extent, he's now a different person.
Well, okay, Dominique. We'll hope no one sees you.
I will focus more on sneaking than disguising. Do I need to also roll a stealth check?
Yes, please. Will you please roll a
Okay.
stealth check for me?
Hopefully
as you're
this
going.
turns out better than my other rolls have tonight. Oh, yeah.
Wow. There we go.
Oh, invisible.
Aiden is not laughing anymore as she disappears from his very own eyes.
Actually, yeah. You kind of chuckle a little bit to yourself, and then as you get to start, climbing up the side to get up into the side of the building, you turn and you're like, "Wait, Dominique?" It's nothing. She's gone.
Okay, well, it seems like you can hold your own then.
So, you are going up and basically up through the hole in the roof, making your way the way that you had come previously. So you are up and above. Anyone else wanted to do anything in preparation so far? For the most part. Actually, are you trying to be stealthy as well, Aiden?
Oh yeah, I already rolled a stealth check.
Oh yes, you did. Sorry. So both of you are able to make your way up. Out of curiosity, because the only other person who's actually breached and gone in.
I didn't roll a stealth check. I'm sorry. I thought I did.
I thought you go ahead and roll a stealth check just for kicks and giggles. Because I thought you had 2, but maybe I
don't see it there. But
I mean, I see one that's like 39, but no, I see one that's 42. So
all right. So yeah, you both can't see each other. That's just how good you're you're so stealthy. You're hidden from each other, but seemingly also right next to each other. All right. So as you make your way yourselves in, you have melded into the raptors. Your foots are as silent as can be, and as you climb to the top, you hear this chanting become heavier and heavier and louder, and it gets to a point where you wonder how it was even that you believed that this was a whisper from outside, as now the echoes of the actual main chamber start to almost rack and tremble the building itself, as you see people underneath are starting to rip out or not have started to, but are in the process of ripping out the stones of the ground and are digging with primarily with their hands and flesh, and with torn open books, and are just raking and trying to break open the ground itself. And you see in the back this figure in this knightly armor just standing there looking, waiting.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna wait here until I'm gonna be looking at the door to see if. How big is the door?
The door that you're currently coming through?
No, not the door that we're coming through. So we can't see anything, right?
No, you can see. You can definitely see. What I've described, you see as well.
Okay. Can I see the entrance to this room?
Yeah. Probably about maybe. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, probably a good 40, 50 feet from where you guys are. There is a very large double door that kind of spans from the bottom to the top. It is probably it is a door that's at least 30 feet high. It's very large.
Is it closed or open?
It is currently closed.
Are there any other doors to this place?
There are a couple of other doors. You see that actually right on the sides. Let me see if I can draw where. Let's see if I can draw. Boop. Well, that's going to be red. Let's change the color. Or let's make it red. There we go. All right. So you see that there are actually doors here, 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 and here in the chamber. Essentially, there are several doors that are smaller that are probably to actual, either other rooms or to other sides of the cathedral that you do see.
Okay, but it looks like the only entrance to this room from the outside is that door?
No, I would say that right beneath you, there are 2 more doors that potentially could be coming from the outside.
Before I let everyone else go, just a quick thing. I'm gonna turn to Dominique and assume that she's next to me, even if I can't hear her or see her. And I'm going to whisper quietly, do you have any way of sending a message to anyone? Or sending a message to those outside?
Does message work for that?
I believe message is the target, and you have to.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, unfortunately, not.
Okay, well, I will up on the rafters. I'm not trying to do anything right now, but just to keep some forethought. Is there a visible way down to the ground that does not require me making a 40 or 50 foot jump down?
Far for you?
Well, you can only ignore the first 10 feet with acrobatics, which I thought
okay.
you could ignore more than that, but you can't.
Okay.
According to Raw, at least, I can
Okay,
only
yeah,
ignore the
okay.
first 10 feet.
Sure.
So, as you're looking around, there are, at the very back of the cathedral, you could see a more, an easier way down where it would be a straight drop. It'd be more akin to, parkour, where you're like, okay, I'm going from one piece to the next piece. There's a couple of little alcoves and pieces of the stonework that you could use to more easily get down. It's at the back of the cathedral right here.
Do you think I could make that while stealthing? I'm not trying to do it right now. I'm just trying to get some forethought. Could I make that while stealthing if I took like a half or something? I was
just gonna say that you could do that. I would say that if you're trying to do it while stealthing, just because there is someone there, it would be probably at a -10. But you definitely could do it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm just gonna park my butt right here for a bit and see what happens.
Octavius is doing, because Octavius, you are technically on the inside. You are right by the balcony right here, and so you are right there, and you can see that there is some stone steps that go upward and into another piece of the actual building itself. What are you going to be doing?
Well, as I pass my cape over my face, I am back into my cleric outfit, and I assume the holy hand gesture, and I start walking quietly up the stairs.
Okay, perfect. I love it. Okay, you enter. Are you going to be stealthing at all, or are you just going to just be, going in?
It's like I'm trying to not make noises with my feet, but I'm not like sneaking around the wall spy style. I'm just it's like when you know how like you sneak up on your grandma, like your hearing's not that good, but like your footsteps aren't
sneaking up on our
Oh,
grandmother.
yeah, have you ever done that where like have you ever done that where you walk in your grandma's home like trying to be you're not trying to be loud.
Oh,
But you're not trying to be like a spy sneaky, but you're relatively quiet, and then you walk in, and you're like, "Hey, grandma," and then she like pours all the coffee all over the floor. She didn't realize you were there. It's like, wow, I didn't realize I was that sneaky. That's what Octavius is doing. He's gonna take a -10 on his stealth roll.
That's actually the exact thing I was going to say is go ahead and like at -10.
Just for that description alone, I deserve a -10
Lose 20
for wasting your time.
No, it's not waste.
A -1.
Oh,
Oh, that's with a -10. How do you put a -10 built into it?
Fire at the bottom left, you can do that and then make your roll, and then it'll automatically modify it.
beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I love that. Okay, so
I hope the people up there are old women because they're gonna get the surprise of their lives. They're not gonna know what's coming.
you are way too excited about this. I think the descriptions of what's beneath the people reflecting things that you've written is just too titillating for you to really hold yourself in at all. And you think that you're being quiet, but you're practically skipping down the hall as you're making your way into the chamber. So how far do you choose to go in?
And this were these stairs leading up or down?
Yes.
I thought they were.
No, they do
up.
lead. They do lead,
Perfect.
lead up, and then they will lead essentially into. As you go down the hallway, the sounds of the chanting grow louder and louder, and you see, down the hallway there is to your left, 3 other chambers, and then it eventually comes to a fork like you see here, and at the end of the fork you do see a separate doorway.
Ooh. All right. So I'm on the 2nd floor.
Mhm.
And all right, I will just slightly open the door and peek in.
Okay, so you're gonna go up there and slightly open the door. Okay.
Yes.
I would say go ahead and make me one more stealth check. This one only a -5.
Ooh, okay. Don't mind if I do. Perfect.
Perfect.
Just the best. I am loving this. So as you open up the door, you know you're stealthy. You just and you hadn't realized that they had actually started stacking like pieces of the ground against that door, and you push it open, and it goes, and the echoes of the entire room, that echoes over the actual chanting, and their chanting stop.
Okay, do I hear this?
Yes. Oh, it very easily. In fact, I would say the people outside, the 3 of you who are, or the 2 of you who are outside, Rand and Kate, the 2 of you outside also hear the chanting stop, and then a big.
Okay, what I want to do
I would be right here, by the way. I would be at the main door.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Okay, That's happening. I want to use my mockingbird ventriloquism thing to mimic the sound I'm hearing, but from the opposite door. It doesn't look like it's that far away.
Oh, I love it. Is there any like roll for that? Do they like roll?
I don't know. The thing, the actual ability doesn't list any DCs or rolls or anything whatsoever, so I don't know.
All right, let me go ahead and just.
But it does say that it functions similarly to a combination of ghost sound, ventriloquism, and vocal alteration. spells.
All right,
So-
cool. No, that gives me a good idea. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna make 2 quick rolls. Fair enough. Okay. So the people in this room, and now see each of these circles right here represents probably a good 20 people as they are digging in this, and all of them seem to be almost in like a cohesive herd, and all 80 of these people turn towards the door that you make the sound, or staring intently at this.
Can Rand and I hear this happening?
Yeah, so I would say all of you are able to
Beautiful.
hear this.
Rand,
Hear
do
this
you
happening.
want to slip in while everyone's distracted, or are we
Sure.
are we able to see enough of that? I can't. I made my
Well,
perception check at the door before, a 33. I'm not sure
Yeah.
how well we can see or hear.
I would say that you would be able to see and hear that as you're kind of waiting outside the door. So you would also note that the nightly figure also turns in the same direction. And Octavius, you are oblivious to this all. In fact, you are so not only contented but impressed with your abilities to stealth that you came in the opposite door and everyone is now looking, or you came in one door and everyone is looking the other. You are just so impressed with yourself.
Good heavens.
Lovely. So Octavius, seeing that he has accomplished this beautiful feat, he quickly rushes to that spot. Basically, he wants to be out of line of sight of this black knight figure, like behind the pillar.
I also want to do something while everyone's distracted. If I
I
can.
want to go in as well.
I was about to say, I think this is a great time to go ahead and roll initiative,
Yes.
because we're not getting into a fight per se, but I think it's a good time to start that. So everyone, roll initiative.
Okay. Let's see. Where is my initiative?
Oh,
Right.
I did have a Fantasy Grounds question that I should know the answer to, but I don't.
Yeah.
Played a prepared caster before. I always like and stuff, but I for some reason it's still. How do I get it to resets my spells instead
Cameron
of
has to
saying I've
rest you.
used the one I have? Okay.
Oh, I have to
okay.
rest you?
Yeah,
Oh,
you have to
how do I rest you?
go. I think you can open up her character sheet and right click and say full rest or overnight rest.
Rest.
Can't remember off
Okay.
the top of my head.
Overnight rest. Okay. Do I need to do that? Does anyone else need an overnight rest? I'll just rest everybody.
God, you're being busy.
Yeah, sorry. Like I said, I hadn't played a prepared caster before to know. Oh, that.
Okay, everyone has been rested. And let me go ahead and write down everyone's initiative.
It should have it in the combat tracker.
Oh, I meant like, it puts in the combat tracker?
Yeah, if you just open up the combat tracker and drag us all in, and it should have our initiatives, and if not, you can enter it in manually, and then it'll keep us in our initiative order. Then you can drop the enemies in, give them whatever initiative they have, etc., etc. If the enemies are needing to be on there.
Okay, perfect.
Or as Octavius would say, perfect.
He does not say perfect. He says inspirational.
It's inspirational.
All these cat puns.
Keep your paws off his language.
All right, so I would say right now, let's go ahead and start off with Aiden. You are first. Tell me what you're doing.
Okay.
So, you just used Mockingbird. You notice that right below you, right below you is. Wait, do we have? Oh, sorry. Right below you is Octavius, and then you also notice that Kate and Rand are creeping.
Are we able to get in before we rolled initiative, or is that going to be our first?
I would say
thing?
that both of you would be able to get in before they rolled
Should
initiative.
we have a stealth check?
Yes, please do.
Oh god, this could change what I'm about to do.
That's why I'm doing it now.
Oh,
Okay.
good job. Rand's got good stealth, and so look at
Awesome.
that, twinsies.
Twinsies.
Hey there, best friend.
Yeah,
Did we just become
you
friends?
come in, and it's enough that it is, nothing's an issue. So, what are you doing, Aiden?
I want to stealth like you see two squares to the left of.
So,
Yeah.
Yes, I want to climb down while stealthed
Okay.
down to that square.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me acrobatics then.
Acrobatics.
where's the drop?
23. I'm not dropping straight
I know,
down.
but I'm saying, how far is it?
He said it was like 40 or 50 feet or something.
Mhm.
Like that.
It's a pretty significant drop, but there is it's not.
I know you
straight
said
down
he
drop.
could parkour
Yeah,
it down.
across the back, or down. So, I would say that you'd be able to do it, but go ahead and roll me a stealth check, -10, in order to maintain your stealth as you're doing it.
Don't be bad.
Ooh. Okay, so 25. Awesome. As you drop down, there isn't even a sound as you slide down the various stone pillars and you rest perfectly in your space.
Okay, I also want to activate snake style. It's a
Okay.
swift action. I guess I should put it in the thingy. There we go, snake style. I don't know if that, but I have to use a swift action to start it.
Okay.
And do I have any more movement left?
I would say that would be your full movement because
Okay.
you did 15 there, and then using your movement to actually go down. I would say that is your full movement.
I want to do a good look at him. Can I do perception to get night to see what sort of things he's holding and
Yeah.
or
Go ahead and roll that for me, please.
it's an 18.
18. You notice that he has a fairly wicked-looking great sword. His clothes and his armor itself also look fairly nice. He also looks both. There's a mixture of kind of stern and not stunned per se, but almost glazed look on his face as he's kind of resuming more of this, watching and waiting perspective.
Okay, but he doesn't look like he's under the same thing as everybody else is.
Make a sense motive check.
Oh, well, it's still a 23.
Wow. Yeah. Between your perception and your sense motive, something does feel off about it. And you get the sense that even though he seems to be at the head of this, he doesn't seem to be the one directing it.
Okay, so he's a lackey, but he's not under any sort of like magical enchantment, though, right? Because I think sense motive can. I don't know if a 20 while stealth to someone's side can get that, but it does allow Incense Motive to see if
You-
people. Go ahead.
You've seen a fair amount of enchantment. You can't rule it out.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I am done then.
Okay.
I'm sorry, is this the person that Aiden would have described to me as like the leader, the
Yes.
main mind controller?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, got it. I sent something to you, Kate. Do you respond? What?
Give me a moment.
Rand's gonna look back at you and shake his head like no, and then do the thing with his finger.
What is going on?
I'd give you a flat look, roll my eyes, and pull out my sickle. Segmented spider's leg.
All right. So that it is now Dominique.
And I still have
What are you
my
doing?
I still have my what's it called, by the way?
Excuse me.
My ale.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Dominique, what are you doing?
Okay, I was wondering, would it be possible to take a 10 on acrobatics to move down like Aiden did, just more carefully?
I would say yes, but that would be your action.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Okay. So I would say that yes, you still need to make your another stealth check, and it would be it would be your action as well.
Okay.
So as long as you're okay with that, then yeah.
Aiden is thinking that if she messes this up, he's going to be very pissed.
Yeah, the whole reason I was doing that was hoping to like not lose the stealth. Oh, I probably didn't.
Okay.
That's only
Yeah.
one lesson I had before, so.
Yeah, you with your you kind of see how Aiden did it. You're not as confident as he is, but you take a similar path and you land right next to him, kind of breathing a little bit heavily as you're both within about 10 feet of this guy.
Yeah.
And as you land, you see right next to yourself Octavius, hands up against the pillar, going shh.
Theme music, though, that's the question.
Absolutely.
Only in his head.
Dominique is just gonna be like, what the hell?
Doo-doo,
In her
doo-doo,
head.
doo-doo, doo-doo,
I was more
doo-doo,
going for
doo-doo.
Kronk, but yes.
Oh. Yes, that is absolutely it.
He's stealthy, but nobody else realizes that he's being stealthy.
All right, Kate, you.
Let's see. Without spilling my ale, I'm going to. Are the people distracted enough that I could slip to the side and possibly get to about here?
You are going to be going directly in their eyesight.
I thought
I would say-
I thought they were looking there to the left.
No, they're looking to the right.
They're looking to the right, and so
Wait,
you would be.
no. They're looking right here, aren't they?
No.
No,
No.
They're looking right here.
Yes.
they're looking
Yes.
right there
Yeah.
because of
Aiden
Aiden's
made
ability
the
of
sound
walking
go
through.
the other way.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
didn't make the sound go the other way. I just made a louder sound that sounded just like it on the other side.
Yes, and they all failed
Actually-
their check miserably.
Okay, then, what action would it be to pull out a specific piece of face thing out of my bag and put it on?
Oh, I would say that'd be like a swift action. Yeah.
Really?
Leatherface.
Yeah.
What? Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Am I
Okay.
in light darkness thing?
I would say that There's a fair amount of dim light in here. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I officially know exactly what class you are.
Can I do the thing that the thing lets me do?
You can definitely do the thing.
Okay, I do that, and then I become over here, if you will allow me to do so. In the most ideal location, do you need me to make a stealth check?
Yes. Go ahead and make a stealth check with the extra
Okay.
bonuses.
Oh, that's right, because that's... What's the extra bonus?
Plus 20.
Was it this? Never mind. I'm gonna be quiet.
Calm your face.
There was a class I was playing before the one I'm playing now.
Okay,
I was
so
going
I'm
to-
here. Do I have
Yeah.
to make a check to not spill my ale?
No, I would say that you're, with a mixture of the stealth and everything else, you're very easily enough. You're able to kind of move over there without too much of an issue. You get over there.
Can
Out
I
of curiosity-
can I see him very well from where I'm at? I want to get to a point where I can like kind of watch him, if that's possible.
Yep, absolutely.
then-
I would say from that vantage point, you could definitely see him.
Okay. I want to
And then
make a perception check and then ask your question.
okay, make a perception check, and then I also want Rand to make a perception check. Okay, Rand, you briefly see Kate kind of step into the shadows, and with a very, almost like within a blink of an eye, you kind of look around and you see her on the other side of the room, beside a pillar,
Okay.
and that's all you really see. And then Kate,
Okay.
that was your perception check. What was your
Yes.
question?
No, you had a question for me.
Oh, I thought you said you had a question for me.
No, I said I'm going to roll a perception to look at the guy, and then you had a question for me that I accidentally interrupted you on while I was saying words.
I don't remember. What do you want to know about your what's the perception check? You know the perception check, but what do you want to know?
Actually, okay. Right now, I'm just doing a perception check. What do I see about him? What is he wearing? How armored is he? What's his deal? Like, does he have a family back home? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. What do I see about him from my vantage point?
Probably about 2 kids back home. One 5, the other's 10.
Sorry, kids, your dad's not coming back. No. So, what is
he seems to be pretty heavily armored. He is the armor seems to be very thick plate mail. With your experience, you'd recognize that the armor is probably enchanted to some extent as well. He's got a fairly wicked-looking greatsword that he has pulled out, and he's had out kind of this whole time. Not in a like I'm ready to attack way, but almost like in a resting kind of
imposing, intimidating sort of way.
Exactly. You would also recognize that there is an odd mixture in his face of both stern and almost weird obedience that kind of strikes you as he kind of stares at you. You can tell that he also was distracted by the commotion at the other door, and everyone kind of, as this is going on, is in the process of resuming their tasks. And so as this round is coming to a close, everyone's kind of in that transition of something happened, but it's not important. So, are you going to do anything else?
What? Okay, so I used my move action or my standard action to do my thing to get over here, and then a move action. Yeah, I think that's it for now.
Okay. The next. Oh, what?
I'm gonna send you a message of what I'm planning for the next round, just to ask kind of, or would I be able to jump in the other chat room with you for just a moment?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then Octavius, you're on deck.
Yeah. No, yeah.
What's up?
Okay, so my plan, and I'm not sure what I would need to do this, or how I could do this, or if this will take multiple turns, but I want to move up to him, trip him, and then drench his mask and head and face in my ale.
Okay.
Just like pour it all over him. And I'm totally fine
All
if
right.
that's going to take 2 rounds, but...
Okay. Yeah, let's
But
go ahead and get
if I
into
can,
it.
if I can do that as like a, well, I guess I don't think I'm close enough to do it. 5 foot
I can
step
see
and then a
that
full
being
attack,
almost
but-
like. I like the idea of rolling, like for the sake of brevity, rolling things into a single roll or trying to.
Yeah,
and
and
so
I'm okay with
Okay.
taking penalties as well. But yeah,
Right.
the goal is take him by surprise, trip, and then drench the face in the ale.
Okay,
So okay.
perfect. All right, we'll go ahead and go back.
Controlling thing.
Do we know that he has that though?
Yeah, we don't know anything about it.
Do we know that he's even like a true class bard and
Make
not
him
just like
sleep. Don't make him die.
All right, it is now Octavius' turn. What are you doing?
I got skipped.
I'm
Oh.
so sorry, Rand.
Now, what was Rand's initiative?
No, Rand, you're at the end. You got less than Octavius. You got
Oh,
11.
Friend.
Oh no.
With this
Not yet.
right before that was the surprise round.
Okay,
And this
So-
is an extra surprise round.
Well, the surprise
Is it-
round was you and I slip in, Octavius slips over, and then Aiden makes the distraction.
yeah,
extra
and then
surprise round.
Yes.
and so now everyone is getting into position or doing an extra action. And as for now, no one knows that you're there, and so this is more of for you guys and less for them. They're technically in the initiative order, but they're not acting currently because they have
They
not
don't
been
need it.
alerted. But I mean, that could all change right now with Octavius.
So Octavius is going to cast Forced Quiet on the Dark Knight. So it's just somatic. I just need to kind of wave my hand and basically it doesn't say exactly the range other than I just target him and supposedly he cannot yell or otherwise make loud noises, so I assume it means like he can't stomp his boots and make it like echo through the chamber. It's all muffled. Yeah, so that would last for 7 rounds.
Nice. Okay. So you
So
cast
I'll,
Force Quiet night. Is there a save for that?
I don't think there is.
It's
It
will
just
save. And
works.
it does have a range. The range is medium, by the way. So it's
Oh no, will does negate. You are correct. Thank you.
I
Spell
don't know
resist
that.
does apply.
I know that my character doesn't.
So that is a failure for your spell. So
yeah.
he is now silented. And are you going to move or do a swift action?
Yeah. I mean, what direction is he facing? Just straight forward?
So he is in the process of his. To give you an idea, he was looking this way. He's kind of moving this way now.
I am going to very quickly step right behind him. Just squeeze right behind him.
You're going to try and squeeze right. What I need you to do is I need you to roll another stealth check because your previous
Yes.
stealth check was a failure. So you're going behind him. I need you to make another stealth check for me, please.
Oh!
Oh God, Octavius! I should not have helped you out and given you a false sense of confidence.
Come
Oh,
on.
I don't want
Come on.
combat to start when I'm stuck all the way back here.
Well, a couple of things happen with this.
Yes.
Octavius, as you are very quietly and you're just going behind him, as you get right past, you can't help but as you sneak past him and get back, your tail kind of maybe it's just your catly nature, but you kind of you feel yourself kind of nuzzle and rub up against him, and he turns and looks right down at you, and they have officially entered combat. So Rand still has
No.
Go Rand.
Rand still has his surprise action, but they will now be able to go next round, and combat will begin. It will officially begin. Well, at least for him, I would say that your spell did work. and at least for now, he has not alerted anyone else of your presence.
Thank you.
So, he definitely has turned to you, and he knows that you were there. Okay, Rand, what are you doing?
But does he make any aggressive action, or is he just like, hey?
He hasn't had a turn yet.
It's not his turn yet. I would say he definitely looked relatively aggressive, and I would say that Octavius, you feel threatened.
Well, I'm gonna have to do something about that, aren't I? 'Cause
Awesome.
I'm usually the one who threatens.
Did Octavius get behind him, or is he to the side of him?
Octavius is behind him.
Okay.
Snugly squished behind him.
Snugly they're cuddling.
So is he I assume he's facing Octavius now, then?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Are you going to make your way up here? So that'd be 5, 10...
If I can
15,
actually
20.
double move, can I just go straight behind him now, then?
Yes, absolutely. Do that.
Alright.
Why are you doing that?
What is happening? That's not me. That is not me.
By the way, the footage on these is not what it says. FYI.
I was basically counting the squares as 30 feet, and I was... Yes, he could double move easily and get behind him. Yeah. Okay. So you are behind him with your double move. Are you going to do anything with your switch action?
I will enter my fighting style, and that's it.
Okay. It is now the end of the round. Aiden, you just see this stupid cat that you saved behind him go whoop. And you also see Rand run right up behind him. And
Did anyone
it's now
notice Rand?
Rand, go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
At a -10, I believe, if he's moving full speed.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that I would say the distraction was enough for the people back here, but I would say the knight is more focused on Octavius, but the rest of you definitely move up.
Does the knight know he's alone? Know he's not alone?
Yeah, he does. I'd say that he kind of senses that this person didn't just come alone. I would say that he's not aware of the person behind him per se, but there's that kind of, that sense that there might be others around me, if that makes sense.
Okay, so all right, let me get this straight. So what I just saw was the cat do something really stupid. Did I see Rand?
Yes, you would have seen Rand, yeah.
I would have seen Rand. And what did Rand do? Did he just walk up behind him? Are you in melee?
Yeah.
Give me 10 seconds.
1, 2.
Well, I probably should. Okay, I think what I'm going to do.
Dominique, you are on deck, by the way.
To try and save the cat, I am going to.
I'm fine. I have everything under control.
I am going to try to get his attention. What kind of light is in here?
I would say as a whole, the outer edges are dim light. The center seems to be more bright light or normal light.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make a loud noise using my my thing again. But I'm gonna do it in my direction.
Okay.
And where I'm guessing that Dominique is kind of behind that pillar. I see it. Is that a pillar?
Yep.
Okay, what I want to do is I want to, and I can move up to 40 feet doing this. I want to do an eerie disappearance, but before that, I want to draw his attention. So I'm going to attempt to make a loud noise. No, I'm not going to ruin this for later. I will just do a loud scream, as loud as I can do, and vocal alterations on, so very, very.
Knight has like, what's going on?
Banshee reach.
From the side, there's gonna be a loud, earth-shattering scream. You know what? I'll do it in. Let me make sure. I'll do it in abyssal. I'll say. I'll say. I'm trying to find something.
Type it in chat. Type it in chat.
Okay. How do I type in abyssal again?
Go to the chat thing and click on the down arrow on the language, and then just select the language that you speak, and then type it in. And then only people who can understand abyssal will be able to read it, and it will do some cool text for everyone else.
Okay, so I did the noise. It's very loud in an abyssal, and it's in like the most demonic voice I can muster with my ability.
Okay, give us an example. How does it sound?
I cannot do this. I'm sick. There, yes, that's perfect.
That's great. I also need you to roll percentile for me, please.
Percentile?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would be the 100. Is that 100?
Yes.
Is it the last one?
Right click
Yep.
the 210, the 10.
Whoops, that's not what I
Or-
wanted.
Oh,
Right click.
they changed it. They added an actual 100.
Yep.
Yes. So I'll roll that. Whoa, that's a lot of dice that just.
897.
What was that? Was that on purpose or an accident?
That was on purpose, mostly because I was being silly.
Oh,
I'm getting a
okay.
bit loopy.
Okay.
Okay, 38. So, as you do this,
Does he
there
look?
is a kind of a chill that goes down your own spine, and almost in a resonance to what you're saying, you hear something deep underneath the ground, almost repeat the same thing that you're saying, and it echoes in the room, and almost just adds more force to what you're saying.
Okay, I'm gonna pop out of stealth, and I'm going to, so he can get a good look at this creepy like person that's in the robe or whatever, and then I am going to move behind the pillar.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? How big is each one of these squares?
5 feet. So the pillars are fairly large, actually.
All right. So you know what? If I walk through, can you see me moving the green thing?
Finish movement, and I will be able to see it, I believe.
Okay. Well, I want to move like through this pillar, but will I get an attack of opportunity if I run through that square?
Yes, technically you will.
All right. So what I want to do is instead of doing that, crap. How do I cancel? God, I'm just making it.
Just
worse.
let go and right click it. Let go, right click, and say cancel move.
Oh no, it didn't do it. Okay. As he's looking at me, I want to move through here, and I can do up to 40 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to come through here, and then I'm going to vanish behind this pillar with eerie disappearance.
Okay, perfect. Love it.
And then I want to do the check with it.
Okay, go ahead and make your intimidate trek.
Actually, I think I need to do the stealth first to see if it actually works.
Yep, do both. Well, I mean, you'll probably get the stealth without too much of an issue.
32.
Oh, your stealth is ridiculous. All right.
So did it work?
Yes. It
Okay,
did.
so I am going to do the intimidate check now.
Nice.
And I think I have to get... let me read it. Intimidate. I have to get 10 past their... The DC... It's a DC 20. But I have to...
Is
If
it
I
a DC
exceed...
20? I thought it was... Oh, no, sorry, go ahead.
If I exceed the DC to demoralize the target by at least 10... I think... What is it against? I forgot. What do you know what...
The
Target, do you know what...
DC for an Intimidate is, if I recall, it's 10 plus their will save. But I could be wrong. Let me double check.
I believe that is the case.
Okay. Well, just let me know if I exceed it by 10.
10 plus hit dice plus wisdom modifier.
Okay, there we go.
I would say it does not exceed it by 10.
Okay. So, I guess he's just shaken then.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So, he's just shaken.
Okay. Perfect. That is, I believe, your turn. It is now going to be Dominique. What are you doing? And then, Kate, you're on deck.
You're muted!
Okay.
But we can't hear you.
Sorry, cat. I didn't realize I was still muted from when I fed the cats. Can you remind me exactly what I see in regards to what's going on with Aiden and Octavius? I mean, I've been following what's going on, but I'm not sure exactly what all of that my character would see in front of her versus not.
Okay. So what you see is you just saw your cat friend run behind the knight. The knight turn, and then right as he sees him, you see Rand go right behind him. Gets right behind his back, and then Aiden, with an earth-shattering scream that even seemed to rise from the ground itself, made himself basically a target, and then he ran behind you, and then disappeared. That is what you've seen.
What?
You started this, Octavius. Now we'll finish it.
I have
Alright.
things under control.
All right. So, Dominique,
Serious?
She's talking, but her mic is not picking up. I can hear her, but I can't hear her.
She's on a Mac.
Yes, it's definitely because she's on it.
And I'm not muted.
all right. Well, this is what we will need you to do, Kayla. I need you to go first to your buy and get an actual computer, and then we'll wait, and then we'll. and then we can resume your turn. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can.
Okay, so apparently I just needed to mute and unmute again.
Now we're just hearing double of you.
It's coming through on Taggart's.
How is it coming through on mine?
Yours was lighting up.
That's
It
very
was
weird.
going double.
Which of the little icons is Octavius? The dude.
The one that's behind him.
Okay. Sorry, it's not very zoomed in for me, and
You can zoom it in, and I can also zoom it in a little bit more. Since we're closer, we're dealing more with what's going on here. I'll zoom it in as
okay,
well.
yeah, it's hard for me to tell what icons are who. Okay.
That's fair. Let me go ahead and make it better. so that people can see what.
Unless you're sharing your screen, you zooming in doesn't affect us.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can,
really?
I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out with Octavius and dude on the other side of Rand, between Rand and Octavius. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I couldn't see well.
you can zoom in the map on your end.
Yeah, I figured out how to do that.
Actually, he's black, not white.
Well,
No,
the
I'm just,
icon,
I'm just messing.
He's black or
many
white.
feet. Did you say the squares were like each 30 feet, or did I mishear you earlier?
No, each square is 5 feet.
Okay, so it's normal then. Okay, I don't know where I thought I heard that.
Square is 30 feet.
He said it, but he said it in jest.
Okay, so I wasn't imagining things. I just completely misinterpreted.
No, you are totally imagining things.
Okay, well, that's fine. Can I just cast Grease right where that dude is?
What's the area
Okay.
of that, though?
I think Grease is like 10 feet.
It's a big
It-
spell.
Yeah, that would probably affect Octavius too.
It would affect Rand too.
That
Rand's
I'm
right there
okay
first.
with. Affect Octavius with it. Go ahead.
You know, I am affecting Octavius with it because he kind of blew our cover, so, you know, I'm still gonna do it.
Look! Wait a minute.
Actually-
Hold on, time out. Aiden was the one who screamed bloody murder and alerted the whole place to our position.
After everyone was already alerted by you.
What? No! I set up a strategic position. I was exactly behind the person, made
Not
him
the
face
way
me.
that Rand sees it. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
convince him.
I'm a man of the theater, Rand. I will persuade you.
Clearly not a man of
Anyway.
talent. However,
You're a cat. You could have
Oh.
good reflexes.
Oh, I knew there was going to be some infighting, but I didn't realize this was how it's going to happen.
Man.
this is the PvP starts now.
Okay, so I'm
It has
reading.
nothing to do with the actual plot. It just has everything.
Oh, we're entering PvP? I stab Aiden. What with? I don't know.
So,
He vanished. You can't stab
You
him.
stab him with the mug.
so Kayla, you can do on a 10-foot square or a object, and the object is something that the creature is holding, or that is on the creature. But
Right, so you can do it on his weapon if you'd like.
Okay, I'll do that then.
it,
Fair. Octavius.
he gets a reflex save to avoid the effect. Just so you know.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll his weapon.
This is turning into a really silly.
Why have I never thought about using grease on someone's weapon? That's
I mean,
like-
it's right there in the text.
I know, that's what I'm saying, is I look at that and I'm like, I always kind of like disregard the spell. It's like S tier use of a first level spell right there.
I completely.
They do have to make a reflex save. He
Because
looks kind of
fighters
early.
are well known
Yeah.
for their high reflex saves
That's true.
Yeah.
and high dexterity bonuses, which is why they wear heavy full plate.
Yes. Very, very.
To disguise
That
the
is
fact
kind
that they have
of a
good
good-
reflexes.
So he fails. So the sword does fall out of his hands.
Wait, he hadn't
This
drawn
guy's
it yet.
life
I thought it was-
sucks.
He had
Had
it
he
drawn.
drawn?
He
Oh,
did
he
have it
did?
drawn.
Okay.
Yep, he had it drawn the whole time.
Okay.
Because it wasn't because he suspected anyone was there. It was an intimidation of the people in the room.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
You're good. Don't worry about it. But yes, he did have his sword drawn the whole time. All right. So that is your turn, Dominique. Are you going to move or use your bonus action at all?
Did that pull me out of stealth, or am I still stealth?
That does pull you out of stealth. He is aware of you now
Okay.
because you used the spell.
Okay, Well, then... Oh well, I'll just accept that.
Step up
Okay.
to him. Make him know that you're the one who knocked it down.
Eh,
Actually, wait. If you don't have a weapon, it doesn't matter. You won't be flanking.
yeah. Well, I mean, I do have weapons.
Is it drawn? Move over and draw your weapon. Do it.
Oh. Also,
I really need a drink. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
we can do this on my turn or whatever, but I do want to at some point do some sort of knowledge check on the voice. I just don't want to get too past the point where we don't, because the voice that amplified my voice thing.
Mhm. Yep.
But I'll wait.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So it's now his turn. He is shaken but not frightened or panicked. He is going to flip a coin real quickly. All right. So he's still kind of pissed at the cat that saddled up to him. So he is going to turn around and is going to go to stab you. He doesn't have his great sword, but he does have on his person a couple of daggers, and as part of his move action, pulls out one of his daggers that's attached to his as part of his garb, and goes in to thrust against you, Octavius. And is going to be that is a 25 to hit.
He hits.
He hits. Okay. You take a total of. Sorry, I'm doing the math. You take a total of 14 points of damage as he stabs into you, and he's going to make another hit against you. And that is a 27 to hit.
He hits.
And that is going to be another 13 points of damage. He's basically starting to shave Octavius.
What with?
Yeah.
So with a sadistic grin on his face, he takes this wicked knife and just
it's a
starts
dagger.
carving into your skin, cutting off your beautiful hair, carving into your ornate custom suit. And that's what really hurts the most. It's not. In fact, I would say that most of your trauma, most of the damage you take is psychic damage, because you start because he's cutting away at your beautiful, elegant, tailored clothes.
Even though I can easily mend it, I know that it was once cut by this freaking jerk. All I did was say hi to him.
A little bit of blood does get on it, and it's just like, oh, that was low. That was low. So I would
Blood
say
gets on what?
7 points of physical damage, 20 points of psychic damage.
What happened?
Jerk. Oh, he ruined my clothes.
Oh, yes, finally. There is justice in the world, luckily.
All right. It is now. That was the next turn. It's now Octavius. You're up.
What?
Oh, my turn?
Pretty sure Kate's before Octavius.
Get screwed, Kate.
Oh! It's dummy. I totally missed. I am so sorry. I missed Kate's turn. I apologize. Go ahead, Kate.
Okay, I'm about to do what's called a pro gamer move. So I move the 5 feet over here, and since he doesn't know that I was there, am I going to be able to catch him flat-footed?
Yes.
Am I flanking him with Captain Broseph over here?
Yes, you will.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to move over, and in a fluid motion, I'm going to attempt to trip him with my sickle.
Okay.
And then after, oh my gosh. So I trip him with the sickle, and then after he's on the ground, I'm going to dump my ale in his face, mask, helmet area.
Does this undo the psychic damage I experienced? since
I rolled a
technically Kate
nat
went
20 on the
first?
trip. What do you want me to roll for the trying to pour the
I
ale?
would say this is dirty. Will be a dirty trick.
Okay. So just a regular combat maneuver.
Mhm.
Oh my
Jesus.
gosh! 2 nat 20s. Okay, so I trip him with a nat 20, and then I dump the ale in his face with another
Okay.
nat 20. And my
So-
goal with this, and keep in mind, this I pretty much drank almost none of this. So this is the full ale that is practically poison, numbing, and just on-keg poison, and I just drench his face and mask and mouth and everything with this. So,
All right.
I don't know if he can even see after this, but he's not having a good day.
I want you to tell me. I don't like to. Well, not about. So what I want to do with this nat 20, especially with double nat 20s, it's great. I want you to tell me what exactly about this nat 20 made it a nat 20. What were the circumstances that perfectly put this and made this so amazing?
Okay, so I am holding my sickle in my right hand. I slide around the corner, and am I just like wreathed in shadow while I have this mask on?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm wreathed in shadow, and I come around the corner, flagon in my left hand, sickle in my right, and so I sweep the leg with the sickle, and as he starts to lose his balance, like, I just pretty much force him to drink out of this, and it's just coating his mask, coating his face, and just drenching. Because, I mean, this is a full plate. He's not in some, like, skull cap and everything's open. I am filling his helmet with this ale. So he is, like, practically drowning in this stuff. And as he's dropping, I'm just filling his helmet with this, and he hits the ground, and I just pretty much shoved the flagon, and it probably breaks. I mean, like, I'm shoving him down into the ground using the flagon on the one hand and then the sickle on the other. So
perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
If it breaks the flagon in his helmet as he hits the ground, great. This guy's going
absolutely
down.
Does. And the best part of all this, it's completely silent due to Octavius' spell.
Well, I mean, it's not silent, but
it's not loud.
Muffled.
It's not loud whatsoever. It's like he's falling on a pillow.
So it's like. Yeah, absolutely. So, for the sake of, go ahead and roll 3d6 for the damage, and then he is going to be blinded. And I would say that his blind is going to last a total of at least, well, most likely the rest of his life, because his life is going to be very short.
14 points of damage.
Okay, and it's going to last.
And I'm going to say, go to sleep, little man.
And it's going to last at least 8 hours of blindness. So,
I'm just thinking of Sir Walken. Lie down, little lamb.
Yes, that's what I say. Lie down, little lamb.
all right, so he is now prone, blinded, and is in a lot of pain. So that was Kate's turn. It is now Octavius.
Wait,
So-
I have a very special request for the people of Nudonia. Can we make it canon that turn order was maintained to further fuel Octavius's perception that nothing went wrong on his account?
Yes.
Yes. It's not even about the damage. I could care less about the damage. I just want this to seem as successful as possible for him, if you're willing to have that be canon.
I think that's great. I love it.
So would it still be his turn, and what the heck can he even do then?
Yeah, I don't know. What would you do?
Oh, no, not Octavius. I meant the Black Knight's turn then, since he never, if canonically he never actually had since we skipped Kate.
He did know he was before me, I think.
No, he was actually technically after you.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, that's why I was saying. Yeah, so you doing all that, if we wanted to keep the turn order, means that Octavius never got stabbed and still thinks everything was a success. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh,
It was all a success. Octavius' plan.
Jeez.
Take that, Hayden.
beautiful two-pronged attack I've ever witnessed.
I love it. I love it so much. All right. So the knight. It's now the knight's turn. He's going to take an damage because he's still drowning on cake poison. So he takes another 2 points of damage. He is going to try and get up from prone. Is anyone going to? I have.
Bad move. Bad, my guy.
So
I will take that attack of opportunity. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, you go first, and then I'll trip him again.
Octavius goes to help him up. Like if the Black Knight raises his hand at all, Octavius is just gonna grab that hand of his.
Ooh,
Oh my God.
Wait. Can I make an appraise check and see what the most valuable thing on him is?
Yeah. So go ahead and make an appraise check.
Okay, 21. That's a
so-
that beats it. It's a 20 to be able to tell.
Yep. So you recognize that either his sword or his armor are probably the most valuable things.
Does his
roughly
dagger
about-
look to be nice?
His dagger's okay. It's decent. Yeah.
Well, I can't steal. Okay, is there anything stealable on him?
That's you on his neck that there is necklace that seems to
Oh
be
my gosh!
What the hell?
Holy crap! Okay, whatever it
Yes.
was, I actually can I reach in and just take his soul with it with that nat 20 steal? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I take his necklace.
Yeah, you take his necklace.
That's my action as he stands up. I'm just like yoink.
absolutely are able to get that with.
Can I do that
Well,
stealthily to make it look like I just like did something different?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're just
So this is actually
BMing this guy.
part of, to make the
Okay, 32 sleight of hand checks so no one realizes that I just yoinked his necklace.
Why don't we just pull his pants down while we're at it?
I would say this is even to some extent is almost a what's the word? This is almost like part of the previous action. As he's going down, you grab it and just kind of put it down your shirt.
I finished smashing the flagon in his face and just grabbed the necklaces. Just
Can I point out, technically, I think the only two people he's seen is the cat and the person who told him. Actually, you guys couldn't read. Who could read my abyssal?
what? Huh?
Could
Well, he
anyone
saw
read my abyssal?
Dominique technically. She broke stealth for her
Yeah.
action, but yeah.
Read my abyssal, couldn't you?
Don't
Yes.
touch me.
But yes. You can only see. If anyone wants to know what I said in abyssals, I told him that the cat was.
Oh, thank you.
So yes, the only thing he's seen is a cat, a weird person in a robe that's yelling at him in Abyssal to leave the cat alone, and the next thing he knows, he's being tripped and drowned to death by me. Alright, continue. I'm sorry. I just wanted the
Oh,
perspective.
after somebody makes his sword drop.
And the sword just popped out of his hand too from
It's like
Oh,
the
this guy's just
universe
sounding-
itself is fighting against him, and he has no idea what's going on.
and he's just sitting there. This is awful. Anyways, continue. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's great. I love it. I love this so much. Okay, so that was so Octavius. What are you
Wait,
doing?
no, still Aiden's
Oh.
attack of all.
Oh no!
Aiden,
It I apologize.
Rand.
The Knight's turn.
Opportunity.
That was the attack for opportunity. Rand and
Rand still
and
has to
Octavius,
go.
you still have attacks for opportunity.
Yeah.
Real quick question: did the people in the back seem to be making their way towards us whatsoever?
Yes, they definitely have started to notice the commotion.
Way to go, Aiden.
Well, all this happened in like 10 seconds. What do you mean, way to go, mister? I'm just gonna step behind him.
You screamed!
What were you even attempting to accomplish, Octavius, with stepping directly behind him? What were you even attempting to accomplish?
What do you mean, Rallius? I'm killing him!
I like to think that we're having this argument like right now while we're just like each taking turns like torturing the guy with the sword, like Kate. What is wrong? And then like she goes down to steal the necklace, then resumes the conversation.
Man, Octavius, are you just so narcissistic that you think... Anyways, just continue doing the things, Rand.
All right,
All right, so
I'm just
random
gonna
activities,
attack
you
him.
both have attacks of opportunity.
Whoops. That's not improvised weapon. That is long sword. That's a 29 to hit, and he doesn't have dex to AC.
Yeah, you definitely hit.
-4 to AC for being prone, if I recall.
Yeah, his AC wasn't that high anyway, so. Alright, so that is your damage. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, and then Octavius, what are you doing?
So Octavius is grabbing, I'm assuming the knight might be trying to get himself up. So when the knight moves his hand, Octavius will grab his gauntlet and what's the opposite of, or is it retracting? What is it called when the claws pop out?
They
Retract or protract? Like, what is it?
Retract
think
is
it's
to draw them back in, I think.
Yeah.
You know about cats.
protract.
Protract. All right. So the claws in his right paw protract, and he tries tearing off, I guess, like the whatever binding there might be in the gauntlet to try to secure it on his arm. I imagine there's something there, but he tries to cut off whatever binding there may be on the gauntlet to yank it off of him.
Okay, yeah.
Rob him? Just strip him naked?
Gloves, then he's gonna go for the pants. Don't worry.
For your life, we just came here for your things.
Go ahead and make an attack roll for me. Either an attack roll or sleight of hand check to remove the gauntlet.
Okay, I wish I had the jeez, I should have set
That
this
would
up,
be-
but
Oh, go ahead.
claws, natural weapon, it's 1d6. Right?
But we're still we're seeing if you if the attack hits first.
Ah, yes, okay. Well, let's just do a normal attack roll. That is 1 second. Okay, I have weapon finesse, so I can... I'm just going to add... There we go.
As you go to get the gauntlet, there's still grease on his gloves from when Dominique cast grease on his sword, and you go to try to pull it off, and you end up slipping. And I need you to make a reflex saving throw.
All right, if I succeed, I'm wiping my hand off on his cape.
Okay, you end up slipping a bit, but again, your natural cat finesse kind of saves you. You like wipe your hands with his cape, and then you sit there. He still stands up. So that was all of your attacks of opportunity. Blind, he is going to first. We need to see if he succeeds his attacks.
I don't know that I'm here at this point.
He does not. So he's going after who he had seen originally. That is so. One of the attacks does land,
Okay.
and that is you, Octavius, and that is going to be a 24 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay, and that's 12 damage. 10 of
Alright.
it is psychic.
Okay, good. So there is justice in the world.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay. All right. Now we're all back up to where we should be. Now it is now Octavius's official turn.
Thank you. Ah. All right. So with that, I'm going to cast Hold Person.
Okay.
So it will negates. So, geez, where do I go to make this flippin' save? Let me. I know how to do it.
I did the save for you, so he failed. He definitely failed, and he also failed the attack of opportunity.
All right.
Well, would he even know to make an attack of opportunity? I guess he could hear. He could hear
yeah, he
that there's
could
a
probably-
spell being cast. Never mind.
Yeah, he spell being cast. He got like a 17 on his concealment check, So he that 3 on the hold person check. So he is held.
So Octavius points, because there's a door right behind us, right?
Yes.
Or right behind me, rather. So Octavius, he says, "Quick, let's take him now."
Well, use your move action to open the door then.
Yeah, you use your action to do that.
I open the door.
Okay, awesome. Rand, it is your turn.
Octavius said, "Let's take him now."
Yes, take him.
And just opens up the door.
Kill him.
So? Not kill him.
Not kill. Yeah, how do you get information from dead people?
You weave. People trying to tell me what to do? You gotta be kidding me.
It's up to you.
So
you
he's
get,
helpless. I can't remember. What are the rules?
Oh, okay, coup de grace then.
Yes, you can just I think you can coup de grace him. Well,
Yeah,
he's
if you want
paralyzed. Well, he becomes paralyzed. Is paralyzed helpless?
He's
Yeah.
held personed. He's helpless specifically. Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I will.
You can if you want to. I'm not going to hold it against you.
So
You
it does
totally-
look like the crowd is moving for us.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I am going to, with my sword, I'm going to make the cloud of ash all around me. And then, can I grab the one guy's hand and start moving out the door?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and I'll let you either do an intimidation check or a CMB check in order to pull him with you.
Wow.
Okay.
Anyone that rolls CMB tonight just gets natural 20s.
So there's a brief moment where he does kind of fight you, and you actually twist his arm behind his back end, and you just shove him through the door.
He's immobile.
Say again?
He's paralyzed right now. He's held personed.
He
can't
is
move.
held person. Sorry, you know what? That's why it works so well. That's why you got a 20.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm tired. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. It's okay.
No, you're good.
This is going
So-
great.
Yeah.
For the and actually for the sake of brevity, because I do have work in the morning tomorrow morning, we'll say you are able to push him out, shutting the doors behind you.
I will cast darkness on the entire area on this half. It's like a. Let me double check the radius, but I will cover this entire half in darkness, so that
Perfect.
they will have a 20-foot radius. So actually, that's 10, 20. I'm gonna do it like this point right there. Don't move
Okay.
me there, but that's gonna pretty
Yeah.
much cover a vast majority of this room, other than like the very end. So pretty much up to here will be dark.
Okay, easy enough.
So
And for the sake of brevity, you're able to move him out of this room into another, and at least for the moment, you are you have a few brief moments to kind of breathe and hopefully ask a couple of good questions.
Black
Do I...
of darkness.
Does combat cease?
Combat is ceasing right now, and we'll do a little bit of wrap up, and then we'll probably end for the evening.
I would like to weave and fuse the door to the stone around it.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a weaving check. Awesome. Yeah. Easily enough, you were able to essentially, after everyone is able to make it out, seal the doors together and essentially make a wall there where there once was a door.
Sweet.
Okay.
Oh, no, it failed. I messed up.
You put the wrong meme.
All right. So with that, at the end of tonight, all of you have now leveled up to level 8. So
Yes.
come next time, with a level higher.
That meme. Okay, I need to show that so the any viewers can also see this. 'Cause that is just perfect.
This is so sad. Because this is like the most serious campaign I've ever played, and we're just pimp slapping this Dark Knight. I'm glad, Cameron, that you still got to show that there is justice in this world and had Octavius stabbed at least once, because the Dark Knight didn't deserve that.
How do you know what he deserved and what he didn't deserve?
The amount of confusion that this man probably like just had happen to him, like just so suddenly, all these like incredibly like arcane and like esoteric things, like the screaming and then like getting stolen, he feels everything coming off and he gets stabbed, and then he's got grease, his weapon falls out, like literally, like can you even think in a situation like that, honestly?
It's all over the course of like 7.5 seconds.
Yeah. I have never ruined somebody's life so quickly in Pathfinder before until today.
We just ended this man's whole career.
I love that about half of our session was literally just maiming this poor soul.
The thing that blows my mind is that the thing that he has seen so far is literally a random cat.
Hey, I'm wearing a hood. I don't even know if he saw like the whiskers on my cheeks, man.
Oh,
He probably did.
like I said before, my intent as a whole was to make the combats to some extent more of a skill challenge more than an actual combat. But that was great. That was fantastic.
I hope Octavius knows that I was trying to save him the whole time.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna head to bed, guys. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
Okay.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye to our viewers.
Bye. Thanks, Cameron.
Thank you.